Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's that time again, folks. Time for the world famous motion picture Retribution Power Hour, presented to you by the illustrious Evening Brothers. Take it away, band.
Welcome to the Motion Picture Retribution Power Hour, the only podcast on the internet that meets some of the time with some of the boys to talk about some of the movies. I am your host, Brother John. Evening, Brother John.
I am your host as well, Brother Lincoln. And what's our progress on watching all of some of the movies?
12%, 12 to 13.
Oh,
I watched all of this one.
I really hoped we'd watch more than that, but okay. We
More
must
of some
keep
of
it
the
going on, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am your illustrious, also host, evening brother, brother Preston.
Calling ourselves hosts brings a weird energy to this whole podcast.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm into that.
I feel
It
like
is a
I have to
podcast.
guide everyone on this curated experience now.
Well, I'm guiding you on a curated experience. It's my movie.
Oh, then I'm the co-host.
This
takes so much pressure off me.
I guess John is really the host, and we're sort of guests
Well,
on the
No,
show.
we're co-hosts.
Permanent guests.
guests in the sense that my wife is a guest in my house, I guess. Like, it's not really.
We're castmates. Wait, I was trying to make a joke about podcast friends, like castmates,
Oh, okay.
but then I was like, wait, that is just a term. That is kind of just
Yeah.
what we are.
Pod boys?
That's a solid pun if it landed, which I don't know if it did.
It didn't.
didn't.
Okay,
Pod
John,
boys?
tell us about Trap. Tell us about
Well,
M Night Shyamalan's sweet
I get
Trap.
into M Night Shyamalan's big sexy thirst trap,
Did you see Josh Hartnett? I would.
Before I get into M Night Shyamalan's trap, I have something really important, and guys, I don't want you to tell anybody else because this is a pretty big deal. But have you heard of the Butcher?
Oh, the Butcher? You mean that guy that does all that messed up stuff?
That
Yeah.
sicko who
The
does all the messed
Scranton
up
Strangler, perhaps.
Uh-huh.
stuff. Yeah. Have you heard of the Cutter?
The Knife
this
Boy?
podcast. Don't tell anybody else.
I got a butcher down the street.
Don't tell anybody else. But this podcast, actually, a trap for the
It's a
Knife Boy
setup.
Butcher down the street.
Really? Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity,
I feel very trapped
for no
right now.
reason at all. Where are the exits normally in this
Right.
podcast?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you asked that. You seem totally normal and good and normal.
Well, as a normal man, I must
right.
ask. I need to know where the exits are at all times.
As a fellow normal, look to your left, look to your right. One of you won't be graduating. I think I got lost. We watched the movie M Night Shyamalan's Trap, or Trap. I think it's just called Trap. It's not M Night.
It's just called
Shyamalan's
Trap. No,
Yeah,
he
it's
did
not-
make
it's
it
not
though.
Marvel's The Avengers, The Trap. This. Okay. Real quick, the concept of the movie is that there's a trap and it's for a serial killer. That's the movie. That's what they pitched this movie as in the trailers.
Yes.
And also, one of the guys there is the serial killer, and also it's the only guy we've ever seen in this movie that we should pay any attention to. So, fun
Yes.
facts.
Yeah.
But we're gonna
I
run through.
disagree. I think there's two people we should pay attention to.
What you think that
No,
12-year-old?
I
is
disagree
the
about one
butcher?
of them.
No. There's t-shirt.
Oh, I love
Jamie?
T-shirt boy.
T-shirt Jamie?
Let's get back to him.
All right.
T-shirt
We're gonna-
exposition guy. There we go. That's the
we're
word I
gonna
was
come
looking
back
for.
to T-shirt Jamie. Let's just run through the movie, shall we? So we open.
Okay,
on,
wait.
on
Before we.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry to
fuck
delay
me.
one more time.
No. Hold on. No. Fuck me then. Yeah, go ahead.
Are we getting
No,
cards
Lincoln,
on the
it's just
table?
what you do.
Are we getting cards on the table? Can I invoke
Oh,
the
if
cards
you-
on the table?
Yeah, sure. Cards on the table.
Okay, John, I enjoyed this movie so much. I'm not sure why you had us watch it. I love
Okay.
it.
Okay.
It's really good.
Preston, cards on the table for you.
Yeah. Cards on the table. I feel exactly the same as Lincoln. This was not it was like a pretty solid movie.
Okay. Cards on the table. This is a psychotic movie that is not good. It is very, and I will say this, extremely fun. It is not.
It is fun.
Good though, and this is why I wanted to talk about it is because this is a movie that takes the single biggest series of swings I think I've ever seen a movie take, and it doesn't completely miss them, but it absolutely does not land a single one of them in my book.
I don't disagree.
I'm ready to
with
hear
you.
your argument. But I had a rollicking good time watching this movie.
And that's
so
why
fun.
I'm so excited. This movie is a blast.
This movie makes like being trapped as a serial killer look about as glamorous as I think you could make it. And it's way too much fun for how dark and disturbing the rest of the movie is.
Yeah. Okay. So
I would love
tell
to
us.
dig into
Let's
that.
walk through the plot so quick because I do have quite a few thoughts that I want to discuss and share with both
Okay,
of you about this movie.
general speaking, we're introduced to Cooper, America's most normalist dad, and Riley, America's hippest teen, as they go to a Lady Raven concert. They go into the concert. Lady Raven, played by M Night Shyamalan's daughter, something Shyamalan.
Yeah, Sinatra. No, just kidding. That would be mean to riff on her name. Let's not. Sorry, Lincoln, stop that.
They go to a Lady Raven concert. There is a series of events as they get into the concert. There's a very awkward opener. They sit down, find their seats. Immediately, as the concert is beginning, Cooper goes to the bathroom to check his kidnapping app.
Which he does.
Which
That
reveals
part's
to
awesome.
us that in a way that I really thought was going to be kind of part of the thing of the movie, was going to be trying to figure out whether or not he was the killer. The movie opens and is like, oh no, he's the butcher. Don't worry about that. He's definitely
is that
100%
swing number
Mondo
one?
the butcher.
Is that swing number one in your
That is
in your
swing
mind?
number one. We're gonna
Okay.
yeah. That's just mark it down. That's swing number one. He goes to the bathroom. He comes back. He has a confrontation with Jody's shitty mom. Jody is a friend from school. I'm sure we'll talk
doesn't
about her
matter.
at some point. The FBI are surrounding the building. At the intermission, Cooper bonds with the merch guy, Jamie, after he shows the smallest amount of human decency imaginable by saying, hey, you can have that shirt. There's clearly more shirts. Go ahead. We'll wait for 10 minutes. And Jamie's like, this motherfucker is the highest honorable man I've ever met in my life. And that's fun.
Don't you besmirch Jamie's good name.
This is, I would say, swing number two, which is the idea that Cooper, the butcher, is trying to find a way out, trying to charm his way through this clearly trap. And he turns out, actually, all these police he's been seeing, that this concert is a trap for the butcher. And Cooper basically goes, oh no, but I'm the butcher. How could that be possible? Which is wonderful. Swing number two.
Okay, wait. Swing number one was making the bad guy clear from the very beginning. Swing number two
is the next section, the first act, I would say, of the movie, is him trying to finagle his way out of this concert. Eventually, we learn that Cooper is the luckiest human man in the world.
Yes.
Through a series of events, he finagles his way. I'm sure we'll talk about a lot of those details, but he learns a lot of information. He gets a police scanner. He sees a series of potential outs. He learns that they are going to be checking everybody for what? We have absolutely no idea, and I'd like to dig into the police plan itself. I have so many thoughts on this movie. I don't even want to talk about this, but it's worth talking about in case you haven't seen it. Cooper tries to convince Riley to go backstage at one point. She's like, Dad, you're being weird as fuck. And he's like, no. And so he is like, well, I forgot my card. So he goes with Jamie back to the stock room. This is where he finds out that they have a secret passcode, all of the employees, to get around to make sure that the police don't, I don't know, shoot them? I'm not sure.
He
what
only
that
talks
is
to
about.
Jamie once, though. He
talks to
the
Jamie.
second time he goes back, he goes to the
To the stock room.
he goes to the kitchen. He goes to the kitchen and it causes the kitchen accident and then goes to the roof.
He
That's
does.
what he does.
Yeah, I'm skipping past all that. Because he finds out that they have a secret passcode. Hamilton. Point being.
Yeah, he found that out the first time, though.
I thought there was something in between. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Sorry.
matter. He infiltrates
Stuck in the weeds, Lincoln.
random police briefing happening mid-concert, which is not the time to do this. You should have a police briefing before you send all the police in. This is where he randomly guesses where Sugar should be to distract people, the police, from thinking that he's the murderer. There's another conflict with Jody's bitch-ass mom who doesn't matter at all. Cooper listens in on the police radio. Just a quick thing I want to highlight on that. There is essentially a moment where they say, we're looking for a man. Could be a black guy, could be an Asian guy, could be a guy in his 60s, or it could be a white male in his 30s, about 6'4", with a tattoo of an animal on his wrist. Anybody's guess, could be one of those five.
I do like that the moment he puts in the headphone and listens to the police radio, it's exactly what he needs to hear in that moment from the beginning.
No matter
Yeah.
what.
This
This is
is
what I'm saying.
It's not like
You know
Night
what,
Shyamalan.
John? I would like to change my statement. This is a bad movie.
It's a bad movie,
No.
but it's so
I'm
much
holding
fun.
my ground. It's a good
It's very
movie.
fun, but it's a bad movie.
Yes, okay. There's a parade of drunk girls as they... Oh, no, that we're skipping some of that. So, yes, he causes an explosion to get on the roof, learns that the lady running the op is a profiler who also knows a bunch about him for absolutely no reason. We eventually learn about the Dreamer Girl song, where one girl gets to go back on stage, or go upstage, on stage, and backstage, which is the only way out that we know of, because, again, Jamie is like, there's only one way out, and it's backstage, random guy I just met. So this is where we meet M. Night Shyamalan, Lady Raven's uncle, her mother's brother, and he gets Riley to be the dream girl.
In one of his better cameos. In really, honestly, for better or worse, one of his better cameos.
As Riley gets on stage, we see Jodie being a shit-ass dumpster wench to her mom, which is fun. I like that a lot. Yes, here we go. There seems to be just a parade of drunk girls getting carried backstage for some reason. So Cooper picks one up and takes her to the
I think it's girls that
infirmary.
got like crowd crushed. I think it was that they were in the front row and they passed out.
It's entirely possible, but that seems like a really
doesn't
wild
matter.
place to put them. Here we go. We meet the thinker who doesn't matter, but is very funny, and I'm sure we'll mention. Cooper eventually, after the concert, gets alone with Lady Raven, and instead of using a lot of the goodwill that he has built up through this movie, he just decides to threaten her and tell her that he's the butcher, so she should just get her
swing
out.
number 3.
Swing number trace, baby. And then, what I think is the biggest swing of the movie about a concert being a trap decides for the back half of the movie, it is neither a concert nor a trap. And so...
it switches protagonists for a
It
solid
switches
25
protagonists,
minutes. And then it goes
Lady
back.
Lady Raven becomes the protagonist for a while, and she's trying to... She asks to visit their home, which is the wrong call. But she asks to visit their home. She goes into Riley and Cooper's home, meets his wife and their other son, who literally couldn't matter less. He will never play a part in this movie. Don't worry about him. She makes that lunch extremely awkward by randomly bringing up a serial killer and then asking to play a song. She steals Cooper's phone, goes on the kidnapping app, asks the guy where he might be his best guess. He says that I couldn't see anything except what I could see, and here's these 2 very specific clues of what I could see, which she uses an Instagram live to find out where he is. Cooper breaks into the bathroom. He has locked his family in a room. We assume,
And he's the protagonist now again. So we're back.
He's the protagonist. Yeah, the handle has been passed again. And then what I'm going to say is swing number 3. The movie decides to remember... 4. Thank you. 4. The movie decides to remember that he has OCD, and that is important now. So he is very weird about all of this. He's like moving her to his car with one finger on her shoulder, being like, don't let go of this. Like, this is important. And it's very uncomfortable. She gets in. They get into his car. Lady Raven tries to use mom magic to take control of his brain, like Manchurian Candidate. It kind of
obviously
works, but
doesn't
kind of
work.
doesn't.
Well, because she's
the
on
police show
split,
up.
so...
The police show up and they escape. Cooper eventually somehow gets an FBI uniform somehow, and he becomes her chauffeur. So he's in her limo, and then they get to a crowded street. Lady Raven has been handcuffed to the limo. She opens the window, tries to get out, tries to get people to help her. They both escape. Cooper then goes back to his wife Rachel in their regular home, where they all know he knows. And then we learn that he has... Here's where the big M. Night Shyamalan twist is, baby. Swing number 5, possibly the least effective swing, in my opinion.
Horrible.
The trap was actually marriage the whole time, if you can believe that.
He's right. Get a load of my wife,
We learn that she
ball
figured
and
out...
chain.
We learned that she figured out that he's the butcher because, of course, she did. He's the worst actor. Not Josh Hartnett. Josh Hartnett is wonderful, and he's committing to the bit in this. The Cooper is the worst at pretending like he's a normal human man.
Yes,
so, yeah, of
he
course
is.
she figured out that he's the butcher. So she set the trap for him by showing that he was going to be at the concert, which I would love to... there's so much to talk about. Real quick, because I think we're going to forget that point, really. I feel like we need to highlight her plan is saying, hey, there's this abandoned house with absolutely no ties to the butcher. I think it's the butcher's, and I think that concert ticket is showing that the butcher is going to be at this concert. And the police are like, well, hell yeah, let's get him.
Okay, I actually do have a response to that, John.
Mm-hmm.
I think stepping back and looking at it from this more clinical perspective, I can see that. But I think in the context of the movie, when they're having the conversation, I believed that she would have that suspicion.
What suspicion?
That he was a butcher. And
No. I'm never once do I think that she wouldn't have the suspicion that he's the butcher. My point is that she calls the police and says, hey, here's this guy. He's my husband. Well, she probably doesn't say that, but she says, hey, here's this house that's abandoned and has no ties to the butcher because we know that maybe he did some planning in it, but no massive ties to the butcher. And there's a concert ticket in there. I think he's going to be at the concert. And the police are like, well, let's get all of them, all our guys. You know how many guys we have? They're all going.
So then I have a response for that, which is a serial killer stuck at a crowded concert venue while the police hunt him down and he's desperately trying to find a way out is such a fun plot that even before the reason for it was explained, I was ready to just forgive the movie one contrivance and be like, I know that there's no...
It is a fun plot.
I'm saying, like, as I watched the movie, I was like, this is fun enough that I don't care whether or not this is a legitimate reason.
No.
This isn't reality.
I agree with you in that. And I am a firm believer, just to be on the record here, of something making perfect logical sense is maybe the worst way to look at film. I do think it is kind of hilarious the way that the police operate. And this is the first piece in a puzzle that is extremely, extremely elaborate of how dog shit the police are in this movie.
But I like it.
I also like it. I want to be so clear. I almost bought this movie. Instead, I had it for free on Netflix, and I almost bought it just because I like it so much. I love this movie.
Okay.
It's just dumb as a bag of rocks. Anyway, so they're in their home. She gives him a pie laced with his own drugs. He begins to hallucinate his mother and finds out that eventually that actually was the profiler. This is another subsequent trap. They tase him 150 times, and
but he saw Split, so he's immune to it when he gets really mad.
This is the Splitiverse, so he's got all the superpowers, and so he tries to fight. They eventually get him in custody. There's a moment where this serial murderer, is being carried to the prison transport, and he's like, "Hold on, give me a second to correct my child's bike." No weirdness here. And they're like, well, that's fair, and then his kids show up because of course they do, and they're like, well, hold on, let's give him a father-daughter moment. And they're like, well, yeah, that seems fair. Paternal bonding is important. And then they put him in the prison transport, and then he breaks out using the spoke that he clearly stole from the bike when he was moving it. That's the movie Trap. I do love this movie so deeply with all my heart.
Okay. I'm glad that we're hearing this from you.
There is zero animosity, but it is also the dumbest movie I've ever seen.
Okay, I think I have so many things to talk about. Okay, thing number one. Shyamalan, at some point in like 2012, forgot how to write exposition.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
It's to the point that you watch a Signs or Unbreakable or Sixth Sense, and you're like, and you rewatch it, and you're half expecting it to just be awful. And you're like, no, wait, this is good. No, wait, this is thought through. Someone it sounds like a human is saying all these words.
At the risk of making an actual comment that has some legibility to it, I think I know why that is.
Oh, please, I need to know.
Do you know how the Russo brothers, when they're working with characters that we already love and are under a studio that is saying, hey, you can or can't do some of these things, they produce really exceptional work, like Infinity War and Endgame and Captain America Winter Soldier. Like they make solid work. And then when they get a full blank check to do whatever they want, they make Cherry and Electric State and a bunch of other dog shit. The Gray Man, the grayest movie I've ever seen. I think M. Night Shyamalan is exactly that. I think the second he started funding his own movies, he got this opportunity to create incredible, wonderful, creative film, and he forgot that he needs just a little oversight for somebody to be like, hey, can you take another crack at this, dog? Because it kind of sucks.
Because the thing is, it's never the acting. The acting's always solid. It's never the cinematography. The cinematography is always surprisingly good.
Always looks good. There's always fun shots.
It's always the exposition.
It is the writing.
The movie Trap, whenever it's centered on Josh Hartnett's face and it's zooming in and the bass is rumbling and the lights are flickering in his eyes, I'm like, hell yeah. This movie's awesome. And then he opens his goddamn mouth and the movie crumbles. It crumbles for a second. And then it reassembles itself like the Iron Giant every time no one's talking. And becomes a film.
And I do appreciate that for exposition guy, when he's talking, it's not like a casual conversation. It's like the camera cuts in and it's just it's literally a talking head.
Right.
Perfect talking head just screaming at you. Hey, listen up. This is important.
This is important. It's like Princess Irulan at the beginning of Dune, like fading in and then giving us like the scrolling text. Okay. Where I was going with all this exposition is, doesn't it feel like such a fun thing? I think M Night Shyamalan thought he wrote his way out of his bad writing by making a character whose whole deal is that he's constantly pretending to be other things. Because he's like, oh, I don't have to write Trap Boy like he's a real guy. I don't have to write Cooper like he's pretending to be a real guy, just like I do every single day.
Just as I pretend to be a normal man.
Just as I have to pretend to be a normal man.
I think you're hitting on something important for this movie, which is it is trying to do something. The overall major swing of the movie is the concept, the theme of this movie is a guy who starts the film feeling literally nothing, which we learn later. He has no feelings whatsoever. And then he learns through the worst day of his life that he actually has feeling, but it's just deep, deep, deep down in there. And he ends the movie. It's kind of a redemption arc for him. He just happens to be the worst serial killer alive, and he's going to go do some more murder. But the movie...
Yeah,
the movie
I guess.
tries to present this idea and tries to feel strange in the first section of the movie. Like it's supposed to feel
but I don't trust him. That's like, you don't trust Shyamalan that's what he's going for. Yeah.
It's so awkward that I go, all right, I get that you were trying to make this feel like a little bit off, but you made it feel so far off that I don't buy any of what you're saying now. And it doesn't work on that level.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
he throws it off like immediately. It's not like we have like this interesting slow burn where Cooper is avoiding the police and he doesn't know why there's so many police or why all of this is happening.
Yeah.
And then suddenly he meets exposition guy halfway through the movie. And we as the audience are never left wondering like, oh, who is Cooper? What is he doing? We just get all of this exposition all at once. And suddenly there's no like mystery or intrigue or anything about the movie.
And I'd probably say, John and Preston, that is why swings 1 and 2 are the most risky and I would argue the most successful. Like I think the part of the movie after exposition dump has happened, he's wandering around the auditorium, the arena, trying to find a way out. That's my favorite part. That was the most fun the whole movie had.
So funny because I am diametrically opposed to you.
Really?
I think swings 1 and 2 are the least effective and probably the most frustrating portion. And I also think Shyamalan thinks that because he came up with this movie about a serial killer caught in a big, massive crowd trap. And he went, yeah. Anyway, the movie I wanted to make was about my daughter trying to stop a murderer. And that is
what do you think is the most successful part of the movie?
I think without question, the most successful part of the movie is when Josh Hartnett gets to fully snap. He gets to play full-blown crazy. And even though I don't like the reveal that like his wife was the one who set up the trap, I don't hate it. I just don't think it's like a phenomenal reveal. I think that section of the movie from when they leave the concert, from then on, I think that's when the movie starts to actually give a shit about what it's doing. And it starts to feel like it's trying to do something, trying to evoke an emotion. And even like the way that it's shot is more effective, more interesting past then. It seems like it's a thing that wants to care. And I think the most effective part of the movie is like the last confrontation with his wife, even though I don't think, again, that reveal is phenomenal. I think that confrontation is so much fun because Josh Hartnett is just so angry and he's experiencing anger for the first time. He just takes his shirt off for no reason. There's this unhinged, just like weird connection that I think the movie finally clicks into. This is what we were trying to get at, and we didn't get at it until now.
I guess I can see the feeling of being excited to finally see who he really is. But I still do I just enjoy the satisfaction of watching this psychopath lie and just bullshit and completely luck his way out of every situation. There's like a certain satisfaction to watching him just try the first thing and it works every time. And I think that's what I enjoy.
There's two things that would have made that way more effective for me. One, if it was either R-rated or just more intense and we saw some of the killing, like we saw him being the butcher. That feels so important to me because it's like the movie presents him as this is the worst guy imaginable and he's just like kind of vibing. We see some photos of a crime scene that's been covered up with a big tarp. Not that scary. There's the funniest kidnapping I've ever seen in a movie where a guy just gets full yoinked into a van. But I think that's one. We should have seen him be the actual butcher, or at least see some section of that where he just like doesn't care about anything. And two, the police needed to be a threat in this movie, and they could not be less of a threat.
Again, I see your argument, but I just experienced more fun during that whole part.
I'm so glad you did.
See, it was fun, but it was never like I feel like there was never a doubt in my mind that he like wasn't going to get away.
Right.
I feel like there was never really any stakes except for one moment, and that was when like the guy comes out of the floor and he's like looking at the floor, and there's this like moment of tension where it's like, is he going to like leave his daughter and escape?
Right.
And obviously he doesn't. And I feel like that was the only moment of most of the movie where it felt like there was any sort of stakes or tension, or, you know, the rest of it is just like very fun and sort of lighthearted more than anything.
Preston, that moment is also really fun because you see him decide if he's going to leave his daughter. He goes, okay, no, I can't leave my daughter. And then he goes, okay, hey, daughter, you should come with me. Let's go check this out. And she's like, Dad, that's fucking crazy. And he's like, right.
Yeah. Wait, I forgot. You're a normal person.
Don't listen to your stupid dad. You're right. Just watch the concert. Don't worry about it. Can you steal a gun? No? Okay, don't worry. No, that's fine. Yeah, like I didn't want you to. That's good.
Did you steal a gun? Oh, yeah. Forget I even asked.
Can we talk for a second about the police? Because their plan is abysmal. It is so funny.
What is the logistics of 3,000 men that have to get interviewed and checked at every exit?
Right. What are they asking them? Because if it's anything other than, are you the butcher? It's like you're getting nothing out of this.
Yeah. Josh Hartnett, the con man that he was, really could have just walked right through the barrier and they'd been like, are you the killer? And he'd be like, no. And he'd be like, go on. Keep
Literally,
going.
yeah. Yeah, there's nothing in this. There's no part of like his interactions with anybody that make me think he couldn't be like, they wouldn't be like, hey, where were you this night? And he'd be like, oh, I was with my kid. And they're like, well, yeah, he is a good dad. And then he would just walk through. It would be no problem.
Yeah. So here's my question. Do you think if the movie had centered on the profiler in a little more of a like fugitive, catch me if you can sort of way, we would have been more invested? Do you think like if we actually had more belief that the police were like following a plan instead of only from his perspective? Like,
I think that would be helpful. I think it would also be helpful if they're, I hate to go back to this, but if they weren't looking for literally any human man, like that, if their profile wasn't definitely OCD, probably man, definitely human, like that's not helpful. I think if they had a visual, like if they'd just gone, okay, we know. And I think I wouldn't have I would have suspended my disbelief very easily if they go, okay, somebody saw somebody leaving a crime, so we know he's a 6'4" white male with this tattoo. That to me would be, the stakes would immediately go up instead of just like the police going into the concert and being like, you have a penis, come with us. It must be you.
Yeah,
I do like that they just randomly grab people out of the crowd.
Just yank them.
Like, could you imagine you're watching a pop concert and suddenly
Lady
a bunch
Raven,
of police just roll up and
Preston.
like,
yeah, Lady
sorry,
Raven.
imagine you're watching a Lady Raven concert and a bunch of police just like wander up and they're like, "Hey, are you a crazed serial killer who we think is at this concert?"
Well, that's the other thing, right?
No?
You bring
well,
one.
don't worry about it. Just go back and enjoy the show.
That's the other thing. You
Sorry
bring
for
one guy
disturbing
back,
you.
and you go, "Hey, are you this serial killer that everybody's afraid of?" And he goes, "No, why?" And then they're like, Don't worry about it. Go back and enjoy the concert." And then he's gonna go back and be like, "Guys, there's a fucking serial killer here." Like, they're bringing so many guys and asking them, "Are you murderer?" that somebody's gonna come back and cause a panic.
I just realized the fact that the profiler has been giving all these orders, which also must be this enormous, unimaginable expense that the police have to spend on this one thing. And they're like, "Do you want to just like track him down some other way?" They're like, "No. Where's your biggest arena?"
Sorry, there's a trap set. I
Where's
don't know
the
what to tell you.
most people gonna be? How can we expend the most resources for this? But again, it's a contrivance that lets the movie have so much fun that I'm prepared to forgive it.
I
also
agree.
appreciate that the wife, like, she says she like tears the ticket when she could have
make it
handed
look
him
like-
the receipt
like a mistake.
with like the exact seat number.
She should have, yeah.
Well, but okay, that's part of it though.
She's
not sure enough that he's the butcher to just go, "Hey, my husband is the butcher. Please come check on him." She's like, "I'm gonna send him to this concert, and if it happens to be the butcher, it happens to be the butcher." Which, crazy, ineffective. There's no chance. But I will give her that. Like, she's trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's a pretty normal-ish guy.
Yeah, but she could give him the benefit of the doubt by just telling the cops that, "Hey, I think this might be the case," and they can just follow him for a little while.
I mean, that would ruin a marriage pretty
find
good
out.
if they were like, "Hey, your wife told us you were the murderer, are you?" And he's like, "Well, fuck me. No." Like, what?
Okay, I want to talk about the protagonist swap.
Okay, yeah, which is a cool moment.
I think it's a cool moment. Do you think... Okay, we really just need to learn her
let's
real
find
name,
out.
so I'm going to find out right this second.
I think it's a M Night Shyamalan, but she might be the one who...
Suleika Night Shyamalan. Suleika?
Yes.
Okay, I really wasn't that far when I said Sinatra. I was very close. Okay, Suleika Night Shyamalan. Do you think she pulls it off? I'm not sure if she does. I think if an Anya Taylor-Joy or even like Anna Kendrick was in this exact role, I can imagine it being sold way better. Like, I can imagine like just believing the performance better.
I think what they craft in this movie is such a fragile ecosystem, and it is shattered pretty consistently. And the moment for her, I think she works really, really well, like perfectly well. She plays it great, right up until the moment they get in the car, and she goes, "Stop this foolishness! You can't.
Yes.
You're not my little boy." Like, that moment
Yeah.
completely shatters her performance for me. But up until that point, it is flawless. I think she's killing it.
Mm-hmm. I think for me it was the Instagram Live moment.
How dare you? That's the craziest moment in any movie ever. I think it's so funny that she sees that this guy's here and she doesn't call the police. She goes, "Well, hey, Instagram, see what you can do." And honestly, based on what we see the police do in this movie, I kind of get it. Like, that seems like maybe the way to go.
Yeah, maybe it's just in this universe we know that you can't trust the police, except I guess Cooper is not from this universe because he is legitimately freaked out by
And it's
the
not
police
even
presence here.
trust. It's just like you can't believe in them. You know, like,
can't
there's no
believe-
nefarious deeds. It's just like, I don't believe that they're going to do it. So why would I? I'm just going to... Like, this is a universe that feels like it would work with Unbreakable because you would just kind of outsource to superheroes at some point. Because you'd be like, well, they're not fucking doing it, so let's get that guy in a hood who somehow seems to strangle everybody.
Is this movie basically like if he tried to make a Mr. Glass-centered movie as the first one?
I mean, not really. Like, what do you mean?
Like how the twist of Unbreakable, spoilers for a 25-year-old movie, but the twist of Unbreakable is
Wait, I
that
haven't seen it. Don't spoil it.
we watched it together.
All right.
Don't you?
I'm thinking of Unbroken. I've heard there's a great twist in Unbroken.
No, I'll never spoil.
Very
Unbroken.
similar movies.
So much the same.
So difficult to tell them apart.
Like, the twist was that Mr. Glass wasn't like an evil mastermind or some sort of genius. He was just at the right place at the right time, and he just got the correct information. And so it was like, the disturbing thing was that it was just a normal guy and was able to do all these terrible things to try to create the superhero. This movie is like, what if we just follow the terrible guy doing all the terrible things?
Yeah, it kind of is that.
He doesn't do that many that terrible things in the
That's
movie.
the thing, isn't it?
He does
We don't
push
see him do any
he pushes a
terrible
woman
things.
down a flight of stairs.
He nudges a woman down a flight of stairs, and you know there's a difference.
She was coming down anyway.
He just dumped it along.
She was teetering on the edge, and
I would have pushed her myself.
Hey, on that note, Lincoln, do you mind getting us there?
Oh, not at all. Find your funny, because maybe now this podcast will be good.
Hey, so I didn't want to do another red light, green light. I haven't watched another episode of the Almighty Johnsons yet. Johnson on the Street is not dead, but I haven't had a chance to watch another episode.
Fuck.
So I came up with a new game for you kids, and we're actually all gonna play. And it's going to be kind of a lightning round. There's 15 rounds, but it's going to go pretty quick.
Oh, shit.
I call it...
When do you have time to do this, John?
About 20 minutes ago. I call it the Island of Misfit Boys.
Okay.
Have you ever played the game Desert Island?
Yes.
Okay, Preston?
Maybe?
Are you familiar with the concept?
Run it by me.
You know what? Don't worry about it. Okay, so Desert Island. The idea of it is that you want to name. We're each. Normally it's 3. We're just for expediency's sake. We're going to name one thing.
Okay.
For each round is a different theme, a different genre of thing, and you have to name one thing that you want on your desert island. You cannot try to escape the island. That is important to me. But you are trying to survive on the island, and each round is going to be a different style of thing.
Is this island potentially a trap?
This island is. I'm
that
never
why
going to
we
tell you.
can't
I'll
escape?
never. I'll
This
never tell you
entire
if it's a trap.
island, they've covered every exit and every entrance.
Hey, we know the serial killer might be flying to this island on
Be
this
on this
plane.
desert, on this busted ass island.
We're going to occupy this foreign nation so that we can trap this bad guy.
Here's the thing: it is not a trap. It is a concert, but that doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. So I'm going to give you each, or we're just going to round robin as we go. Each round is a different genre of thing, and just tell me what you want on your desert island. Round 1, movie. I'm going to go Jurassic Park.
Trap.
All right, you're going to come back a different man, but I respect it.
The Goonies.
Whoa. What?
That's a weird call. Let's move on.
Okay. Okay. Round 2. Shape.
Triangle.
Circle.
Trapezoid.
Holy shit.
Round 3. James Bond gadget.
Submarine car.
Okay, reminder,
gun.
you cannot escape the island, so you're just going to be going around, hanging out.
Well, great. I get to drive around my island in my submarine car.
I respect
gun.
it.
Cool gun.
Did you say gun?
Cool gun. Yes, the one with the fingerprint ID on it from Skyfall.
Okay. I'm gonna get the. I'm gonna get that dog.
That way,
shit
none of the
invisible
lizards
car.
on your deserted island can shoot your gun.
Yeah. Exactly.
God.
Not
gonna
always
get
going to
that-
go with the golden gun.
Well, that's a different.
Anyway, keep going. Sorry, I'm
round
being an
number
asshole.
4, ghost. You can have a ghost just to
this is
hang out
hard.
with.
Can I have the ghost of like C.S. Lewis or George MacDonald, like a literary ghost? Okay, C.S. Lewis. I want to hang out the ghost of C.S. Lewis.
Okay.
The ghost of Christmas Past.
No, wait, David Bowie.
Interesting.
I want David Bowie.
Okay,
Scratch
you get
everything.
David Bowie, you get the Ghost of Christmas Past. I'm gonna go with Moses. Round 5. You get 1 law of physics. I call gravity. Suck it, bitch.
I call the second law of thermodynamics.
Okay.
Inertia.
Great. Round 6. Nicholas Sparks' book.
I really wish I knew who Nicholas Sparks was.
I wish I knew any of his
The
books.
first one.
Okay, mine's Narnia. Leonardo da Vinci sketch. I call the flying one.
Oh, I call the tank.
Great.
I'm going to go with the water screw.
Oh, so fun. Round number 8. You can only remember 1 celebrity. Who do you want to remember exists?
Jason Momoa.
Okay. Okay.
Emily Blunt.
Okay. Bill Murray. One fictional weapon. Lincoln, you're kind of already in, so you got grandfathered into that one. So,
Yeah, gun. You know the fictional
Preston?
weapon of gun?
Darth Maul's lightsaber.
Solid pick. I'm picking Mjolnir. I don't think I'm worthy,
Ooh,
but it'd be
nice.
cool to look at. You get one spicy pepper.
Habanero.
Oh, jalapeno.
Those are the two that I could think of.
Serrano. You could do Serranos are
Serrano.
good.
I want a Serrano. I like a Serrano. You get round 11 video game, but you don't get the console, so just look at the packaging.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Makes sense. Checks out. Spider-Man.
Lego Star Wars.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. That's very cool. You know what's
Nope,
funny?
I take it back.
is-
Lego Indiana Jones.
Oh, even better. Yeah, that's got the vibes. Funny you should say that. The next one is Lego Brick.
The little piece that starts as 2 and then it's 1 on the top in the middle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Tire.
I'm gonna go with the Lego Clone Trooper gun.
Oh, wow, that's so specific. We got 3 more. The ability to perfectly impersonate one specific movie quote.
Jeff Goldblum's genetic power monologue from Jurassic Park.
Amazing. Preston?
Whoever does the speech in Independence Day.
Oh, nice. That's solid.
Oh.
I'm gonna go Jeff Bridges in Tron going, yeah. We've got one smell.
Yeah.
We get one smell.
Wait,
Bioelectrical jazz, man.
Also good.
When is the yeah? Is that the very end of the movie?
That's in the flashback when the guy goes, am I still the perfect creation? And he goes, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of near the end of the movie, isn't it? That's that flashback. Okay.
Oh, I love that movie so much. Oh man,
I
You get
just
one
watched it
smell.
last
Good.
week. It is so good.
It's such
One
a good
smell.
movie.
it's so good. We watched that together.
Oh yeah, then I watched it again.
I think it was.
Yeah, we
I think
watched
Lincoln
it.
hadn't seen it yet.
Oh,
No,
hadn't
I had seen
in
it. It's just been a
years.
long time. Yeah, I saw it in theaters, dude.
I didn't
Oh,
see
maybe
it in
John
theaters.
hadn't seen it.
Oh yeah, it was me. Are you guys going to see Tron Ares?
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right. I love that. Lincoln, do you want to go see Tron with me?
I would love nothing more. I want to see Tron so bad. It looks
That's so
awesome.
Let's go see Tron.
It's the only movie I'm excited about.
Final round, your Island of Misfit Boys. You get one more thing, and it is the costume of a character played by Willem Dafoe.
Green Goblin.
Great.
His suit in John Wick.
Oh, a good call. I'm gonna go with his really upsetting lighthouse keeper outfit from the Lighthouse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that was it. That was your Island of Misfit Boys. I really feel like I killed the vibe there. I thought that was going to be more fun. But you know what? Not all of them can be winners, so
No,
here we go.
it was fun.
Back
You
to-
You know
were
what?
just-
I enjoyed that one a
I
lot
really
more
had a
than
fun
most
time.
of your games.
Well,
It
that's
was-
hurtful,
that's
but
solid.
thank you, I guess.
We were
kind
just
of.
being thoughtful. We were just being reflective, thinking through what we want to do.
That's good. That's good news.
No, you did great. Okay, let's talk
this-
about mom magic. Why does this
Oh,
movie
can
include
we?
it, and what does it have to do with the story?
Well, he's upset about his mommy.
Yeah, but in I don't know if it. I think if you deleted every mommy instance of this whole movie, it wouldn't affect anything. I don't think it'd affect my impression of the movie, or the plot, or anything.
But then how would you get all those very strange insert shots of just random that old lady? Do you remember this? In the bathroom,
Yes.
old lady in the
Yeah.
bathroom, and then old lady in the
bathroom.
hall.
Oh, is that what that's supposed to be?
See,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
his
a
mom that
perfect
he's
proof
flashing
that
back
thing
to.
didn't work.
Okay.
It didn't matter. It didn't, and it also like has no function. Like it didn't matter in a plot sense, but it also didn't matter in a like the logic of the movie, like the themes and ideas that the movie was playing with. sense.
Well, maybe that's what they were going for. Is they were gonna just interrogate all of these men at this concert. Like, hey, how's your relationship with your mom?
How's your three questions? One, are you the butcher? No, great, cool. How's your relationship with your mom? Awesome, bad. How's your relationship with Christ? Those are 3 questions that I think are going to get you
yes.
there. Can I just mention my favorite part of the movie, my single favorite moment of the movie, and maybe
Yeah.
my favorite moment in an M Night Shyamalan movie, because I think it fucks so hard when they're in the car, and it's right after my least favorite part in the movie. They're in the car, he opens the garage, and the family is just standing there like, oh shit, you caught us, we escaped. And he goes, and this is genuine, like my favorite moment in this movie is when he goes, oh no, there's a tree outside of Riley's room. I locked them in Riley's room. Fuck, I never thought about it from that perspective. I didn't think about this place from the perspective of a serial killer. I was only at home. I can't merge the two worlds. Fuck.
And then he has a tunnel.
And then, yeah. Well,
He has a tunnel and a secret hidden go bag.
That's the thing, isn't it? Is that that's not entirely true. But the idea of the serial killer being so, like, the only thing that fucks his whole perfect plan up is just that he didn't think about his own house from the perspective of a serial killer. I love that idea. And you know what, Lincoln? Sometimes you just got to build a tunnel to your best friend's neighbor's house. And sometimes you got to have little night tunnel barbecues, and that's okay. Like, sometimes you just have to do that, and there's nothing wrong with my tunnel barbecue time with Todd.
Well, and that's because the true trap of this movie is not, in fact, the concert. It's the fact that it's his family is the actual trap.
Well, the true trap of the movie is that we all paid money to see it. If you're me, I got trapped into seeing this.
You're right.
Lincoln, I think you made a good point. Can you make it again?
Wait, I wasn't listening to. What was the point?
The firefighter knowledge.
Oh yeah, it's established several times that he was a firefighter, but I don't remember having that ever come up, except for he knows about buildings that have been shut down due to fire code violations.
Right,
and that's how he has all these
he
empty
knows about
buildings.
carbon monoxide poisoning.
And he knows about carbon, like every man. He
Right.
thinks about carbon monoxide poisoning all the time.
And wonders if it's happening to him currently. Yes. No, I agree. I
Okay,
think it would have been
did I
way
ever tell
funnier
you-
if he was just an absolute piece of shit about being a firefighter all the time. If he was like, oh, actually, I know how to use this axe. I'm a firefighter.
Hey,
That
can
would be
I
so funny.
divert us? I want to
Yeah.
divert us because you mentioned
Okay.
carbon monoxide poisoning and being afraid that you were.
Every day.
One time, it's not about carbon monoxide poisoning, it's about mercury vapor poisoning. This happened to me. I didn't
Okay.
get mercury vapor poisoned, but wait till the end of the story.
Spoilers.
So
what are you?
me
What
and
are
my
you?
brother-
The movie Trap? Trying to release all the tension?
No, I
Give us
want
the
viewers to be
twist
assured
now.
that I'm in perfect health. Well, I don't know if perfect is a great word,
Perfect.
but I'm
health is
fine.
pretty assumptive.
So me and my brother were gonna watch a movie. This is when I was in high school, and as I was walking into the room to watch the movie, I tripped over a lamp that my sister had left on the floor, and
As
it was
one
like a
does.
sewing lamp, and it was like one of those is a really bright fluorescent lamp, and I tripped and cut my foot on the glass because I broke the glass accidentally. And then we looked down and we're like, oh no, this is a fluorescent lamp. It has mercury in it. And then we thought, oh, well, we'll be fine. We threw the light away. We threw the lamp away. We cleaned up as much as we could. And then we proceeded to watch King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, which
I think
if you
you've told
haven't
us this
seen it,
story before.
Yeah, I remember this. You haven't said it on air, though, so that's good.
it's the most confusingly edited, weirdly paced, just like the strangestly, like it does not assemble into any real movie. Like you never know that you're actually watching the real movie because it's montage within montage within montage. And if there is a movie to watch while you're worried that you might have mercury vapor poisoning,
Right.
that is not it. Because the whole time we're like, is this the movie or are we like losing it? Are we losing our minds? Okay. Anyways, that's just one of my favorite memories because I watched it again years later and I was like, no, it wasn't the mercury. This movie's just really, really confusing.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful.
Okay,
Glad
yeah.
You didn't have mercury poisoning.
John,
Yeah.
why did you make us watch this?
Because I saw it in theaters and I went, holy fuck, this is the craziest movie I've ever seen in my whole life. And I needed to watch it again. Honestly, that was really most of it. It's just that I remembered feeling feelings that I didn't think could possibly be true. And you know what? They are. Like, they're exactly right.
Yeah. Okay, great. That is why you made us watch this movie. I genuinely enjoyed it. And I think as I'm talking about it, I am seeing the cracks in this movie.
Uh-huh.
And I think a second watch through would make those cracks more obvious.
Here's the thing. Lincoln, I think those cracks are going to galvanize into a beautiful portrait because they have for me. The first time I watched this, I left being like, that was a dog shit movie and I hate it. And then I just kept thinking about it. Watching it again, this movie kind of fucks. Like, it is bad. It is bad, but it fucks pretty hard.
It's one of those where it's like you may not love what it's doing, but while it's doing what it thinks it's doing, if you buy into it, it's so fun.
Yeah. And if you don't, it's also kind of fun. Like it on either end of the spectrum, it's like an oscillation between this movie thinks it's doing this and it's completely wrong, and also sometimes this movie thinks it's doing it, and while I don't think it is, I do like what it thinks it's doing.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can feel that too. It's one, I think it makes me realize what I like about M Night Shyamalan, which is just this wild amount of confidence that is completely uncorrelated with the quality of the project.
Right. Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
Like he has wild confidence when he made Unbreakable, and he's like, I'm gonna make a slow, pensive, thoughtful, kind of maybe even boring movie about a superhero, and it's gonna be riveting. You're gonna be glued to the edge of your seat, and it works. And in this movie, he's like, I'm going to take a series of wild steps. Everyone is gonna make unintelligible decisions, but it's gonna be so confident that it's going to it's just gonna work for you or not, and I don't care if it doesn't. Look, my daughter's in this movie.
There's a beauty to that. Like, Shyamalan is a guy that I respect, even if I don't think all of his art is good or good at all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see that.
There's a respect that I have for him as a creative because he has chosen to fund most of his movies, and I think that's beautiful. And B, what he chooses to fund is literally just feels like on a Thursday after a huge bong rip, just being like, I don't know, what if it was this? And I think that is just beautiful. Like, I think it's so fun, but he doesn't ever go back and edit those ideas. He just goes, well, I had the idea once, so it must be what I do.
Time to run with it. I agree.
Beautiful.
And I think this movie made about twice its budget back. It cost $30 million to make, and it made $80 million. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that he's going to get to keep making crazy, weird movies.
He's just got this weird little corner where he's like, yeah, some of his movies are no good. Honestly, the last probably 4 or 5 have been pretty okay to bad. And I think maybe his first 4 movies are the only ones I would call truly good, great really
movies.
good movies. Honestly, probably, yeah. Like even Split is kind of fun and schlocky, but it's not good.
No, it's got some moments.
Yeah.
But again, it's directed with a confidence. Like that opening scene where the kidnapping happens in Split is directed with such verve and anticipation that you're like, oh, okay, I'm on board.
Well, and I think that's what makes me go, all right, you know what? I'm going to see every M. Night Shyamalan movie in a theater because he's so confident about it, and sometimes that pays off, and I just want to reward that. Outside of whether or not it's good. I just want to, Knock at the Cabin is pretty okay. And it is shot with the confidence of I am making The Godfather Part 4. It's so beautiful. Anyway, equivalent punishment. I think we should get into that.
I got to think of a good one. This is the equivalent punishment of a cold breeze. Not a cool breeze, a cold breeze.
This is the cinematic equivalent of trying to strike a match, and it takes you a few tries to get it lit.
That's really good.
Wow. This is the cinematic equivalent of talking to a sort of close friend without the friend there.
Okay. This is the equivalent of when you leave a parking lot and you don't have music playing in your car and it's making a noise and you're like, do I need to worry about this? And then you just kind of ignore it and move on.
This movie is the cinematic equivalent of trying to get your phone to connect to your car's Bluetooth. And it won't work for no reason at all.
And you're like, I do this every single day. Why is today the day it all breaks down on me?
Why is it not happening? This is the cinematic equivalent of having just a little bit of lint in your phone's charger port. And so you just have to sort of finagle the cord around. Not so much that you have to clean it out, but enough that it's frustrating.
This is the cinematic equivalent of flossing.
The dents or the teeth?
The teeth.
Yeah.
Where you're like, it's good. It's gonna pay off eventually.
You know what? I think I'll edit that, and I feel like we're gonna land the plane here. This is the cinematic equivalent of flossing, but you do get a pretty good chunk out of it.
Okay, yeah, fine, yeah. Amend me, yeah. Just cut mine out and replace it with yours.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for having me watch this movie. I was actually delighted. Oh shit! I have to come up with a movie for you to watch.
Well, that's an awkward moment for us all, isn't it?
I forgot it was my turn.
Better figure that out quick.
Okay, wait. I gotta
Doofa.
excuse me for 1 second while I duck to my shelf of DVDs and choose a movie really fast.
You do what you gotta do. You have a good time. Preston, what do you want to talk about while Lincoln's not here? This is a beautiful moment.
This is a beautiful moment.
What's your least favorite thing about Lincoln? What are your favorite and least favorite things? Yeah.
Right now, I hate that his microphone, the brand is upside down.
Oh, that is frustrating. I think my least
That's
favorite
bothering
thing is
me a lot.
just that he gives that little like side smirk that I don't know what to do with when he thinks he's made a good point. You know?
Can I what side smirk?
I don't know what I'm saying. What is my least favorite thing about my best friend in the world? Our best friend, really.
Oh, he's got one.
Probably just what a fucking idiot he is. I bet is my least favorite.
Okay. I got it. We're gonna watch The Net.
Okay. What is that?
It's a thriller starring Sandra Bullock about the internet being used to destroy her life.
Right. Okay.
It came out in like 1998, 95. It's a wild ride. You'll have fun.
Well, thank you for listening to the Motion Picture Retribution Power Hour. I'm sorry that you have to watch that. Let me check our email. We don't really have anything. We've got a couple emails from Netflix. There's no surprise there. A couple of emails from Paramount Plus because I wanted to watch some Mission Impossible movies, so I got a free trial there. That's about it. If you do want to hit us up, you can reach the three evening brothers, all us three sexy boys, at mprphpodcast@gmail.com. That's mprphpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram technically. I don't know. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. There's no reason to belabor this point. That I guess would make me I don't remember how we end this. That makes me Brother John. Thank you for listening to the I already said that. I'm Brother John, and just as we live by the rules of Dinotopia, so must we be prepared to die. Are you daddy material?
I am Brother Lincoln. I could crash you from here.
Right.
And don't listen to your stupid dad.
And I have been Brother Preston. This concert is crispy.
Oh, God. I forgot about crispy.
That might be the worst thing I've ever said.
Preston, I hate you
bye.
and this movie and you.